Meet Jane Eyre, a young orphan. Even though she's just a little girl, life has been pretty tough for her. She lives with her aunt, Mrs. Reed, at a big house called Gateshead Hall. But instead of feeling loved and cared for, Jane is treated poorly and ignored. Her cousins are mean to her and their laughter seems to follow her down every hallway. But even though life is hard, there's a fire inside of Jane. She dreams of a better life, filled with knowledge, love, and kindness. This inner strength is what helps her get through the tough times ahead. Finally, Jane is sent away to a place called Lowood Institution. It's a bittersweet goodbye. As the carriage takes her away, she holds tight to her only friend, a little worn-out doll. This is her only reminder of the only life she's ever known. Lowood Institution is a strict and unforgiving place. It's cold, the rules are harsh, and life is difficult for the girls who live there. They have to follow lots of rules, and many of them are hungry and sick. Sadly, Jane learns about loss when her friend Helen Burns passes away. But even in this gloomy place, Jane discovers the importance of forgiveness and the strength that faith can bring. As the years go by, Jane excels in her studies. She's a bright girl who's determined to make something of herself. She becomes a teacher, finding joy in helping young minds learn and grow. But deep down, she knows she can't stay at Lowood forever. She yearns for a life outside its walls. So when a chance for something new comes along, Jane takes it. Thornfield Hall is a big, mysterious house with lots of secrets. This is where Jane, now a young woman, comes to work as a governess. She's been through a lot, but she's still hopeful about the future. The owner of Thornfield is a mysterious man named Mr. Rochester. He's often grumpy and quiet, but there's something about him that fascinates Jane. They enjoy having deep conversations and challenging each other's thoughts. In a way, they're both drawn to each other's inner light. Unexpectedly, love blossoms between them. Mr. Rochester, who has been hurt in the past, and Jane, who longs to be loved for who she truly is, find comfort in each other. But their happiness is fragile, like a delicate flower that could easily be crushed. The day arrives for Jane and Mr. Rochester to get married. It's supposed to be a joyous occasion, but a dark secret is about to come out. Just as they're about to say their vows, a shocking truth is revealed. Mr. Rochester is already married. His wife, Bertha Mason, has been hidden away in the house, driven to madness. Jane is devastated. Her heart is broken by this betrayal, and the future she imagined is shattered. She runs away from Thornfield, feeling a mix of anger, sadness, and confusion. Lost and alone, she wanders through the harsh, unforgiving moors, which seem to reflect the turmoil within her. Exhausted and heartbroken, she collapses, her strength finally giving out. Just when things seem hopeless, a glimmer of hope appears. A kind man named St. John Rivers and his sisters find Jane and take her in. They give her shelter and treat her with kindness. While she's with them, Jane discovers that she has a family she never knew about and that she's entitled to an inheritance. She's no longer a poor orphan who has to rely on others for help. St. John, a religious man, develops feelings for Jane and asks her to marry him. He believes they can serve God together by doing missionary work. Jane is tempted by his offer. She admires his strong faith, and the idea of a meaningful life dedicated to helping others appeals to her. But deep down, she can't forget about Mr. Rochester and the love they shared. Something pulls Jane back to Thornfield. When she arrives, she finds the once grand house in ruins, destroyed by a fire. It's a reflection of the pain that Mr. Rochester has gone through. He is a changed man, injured and filled with regret. Their reunion is full of mixed emotions, sadness for what they've lost, but also a flicker of the love that still burns between them. Jane, now stronger and wiser, chooses to forgive Mr. Rochester. She sees the good in him, despite his past mistakes. They get married, proving that their love is real and lasting. Jane finds true happiness not in wealth or social status, but in the quiet joy of being with the man she loves. Together they face the future, forever connected by the challenges they've overcome and the love that has set them free.